What's up, everyone? This is a Samsung S25 screen replacement guide. I'm going to show you how to replace the screen with the frame because the frame is damaged, and we got to first heat up the back for about 10 minutes on a heating pad. Grab out our Fanatic toolkit and grab a plastic guitar pick and some alcohol, and not the alcohol that you drink. I'll have a link of the tools in my description below, and I'll also tell you about where I get my parts, and I will tell you about that later. After it heated up for about 10 minutes on a heating pad, to help loosen the adhesive so we don't accidentally break the back glass, we'll grab out a suction cup and then put a little dab of some alcohol around the edges. If the back is broken already, you're gonna have to just pry it off like a crazy gorilla. But since the back isn't broken, we don't have to pry it off like a crazy gorilla. But anyways, anyone could do this repair. I think it's very easy because there's all PH000 screws holding down all the connections and brackets and everything and such. And we'll get into that in this video. We'll use a teeny bit of alcohol around the edges to loosen the adhesive while we pry off the back with our plastic guitar pick. Lift the back off from the right to the left, and then you can get out your PH000 screwdriver or screwdriver bit and remove all these screws in green. Grab out your plastic spudger and use the flat end to disconnect the wireless charging pad, and then you'll lift up on it just right here. And then the orange connector here is the battery connector. So we'll disconnect the battery right away, and that should be the first thing that you disconnect before disconnecting anything else. If you guys find my guide helpful, please buy a shirt on my merch shop. I have some fun shirts with iPhones taken apart, and also I have a phone that says I Frankensteined it together. Remove these PH000 screws in green, and we'll remove more screws. And these screws hold down the charge port, and also it's the loudspeaker is that big piece of plastic there. Grab the loudspeaker with your fingers and pull it down just like so. And then there's going to be two more PH000 screws that you'll want to keep track of the location where they belong because they're a certain length. And we'll remove this SIM card tray before we forget and get the SIM card tray removed. Now we'll disconnect all the connections with our flat end of our plastic spudger. Lift and remove the ear speaker. Now we'll remove the 5G antenna and the camera connection for the front camera. And taking out the front camera is quite difficult. I can't wait to show you guys that part of the video. Take the pointy end of your plastic spudger and lift right here on the edge and pull out the charge port. Now we can lift out the main board or the motherboard. It's what keeps all the data on it, so keep it safe. Now we're getting ready to remove the battery, which they made so easy. They have these pull tabs, and you just grab the pull tab and lift it up and then pull the battery out. You should loosen all four of them, but I was able to pull it out with just the one, which was awesome. Remove this one PH000 screw holding down the 5G antenna. Now for the hardest part, and you might end up breaking the front camera while you're taking it out because they glue it down, and you'll want to grab some bended tweezers and use a teeny bit of alcohol. I recommend also maybe applying some heat to this part to break the glue free. And I'm going to speed up this part of the video because it is pretty intensely long and it took me a long time to get it out, but I got it out without breaking it, which is awesome. It makes the repair worth it. Here's the part. I got it from mobilecentrics.com. It's a refurbished screen. They didn't have the service pack available in the color that I needed. And the service pack is the OEM pull version, but this one is just gonna work just as well. It is still an OEM screen, but it's refurbished. By refurbished, they re-glass the LCD or OLED underneath the glass, and that's what refurbished means. Now, it's time to put it back together. So we'll first put in the main board, but we gotta get this little piece of tape removed, and then we can put the main board in. And the one thing I wanted to point out is the connectors say main and sub. So main connects to the motherboard, or main board, and the sub connects to the charge port. I'm gonna speed up this part of the video. Just also want to recommend when you lay the battery in, you want to connect the battery first before applying it down to the adhesive. Otherwise, you might have to pry out the battery again. And you want to make sure you test everything because you fully disassembled the phone to do this repair. And if you're looking for the repair of how to take off the screen part, you would take off the screen part last after you've totally deassembled it. So we're just not going to do that because we're replacing the frame assembly. And thank you guys for watching. And I'm going to speed up this video because if you got this far, I know you can put it back together.